You're listening to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast, celebrating hunting dog heritage, competition, and community. United Kennel Club has been the hunting dog sports home for coonhounds, beagles, retrievers, pointers, cur, feist, and more for over 125 years.
Hey, I'm Todd Kellam from United Kennel Club, and we're here today to talk about all our Shed Dog Nationals, which just wrapped up this past weekend. Actually, we had two major events this last weekend. We had Feist Nationals and the Shed Nationals, both going on at the same time. So we will do Shed Dog Nationals first, and then on the following episode of the podcast, you'll be able to catch up on all the details from the Feist Squirrel Dog National. So with that, it's going to be a good show. At the end of the show, you're going to want to stick with us to the very end because we have participant interviews. That's always fun to hear from the different people that placed or were award winners or in the Elite Awards or placed in the actual event. So stay tuned for that. I thought we'd go over just a few items before we get into that. I did want to say, you know, from my perspective, this was our fourth Nationals for Shed Dogs, and I strongly feel it was our best one ever. Which, in saying that, you would expect that, right? I mean, if you're learning anything from your previous events and trying to improve each year, that should be the case. It certainly was the case. I thought the UKC team did a great job this weekend. Very proud of all of them. And it reflected in the event. It was a great event start to finish. We talked on the last episode about our entries being up slightly. And that was without some of our regulars there that would have typically brought in a lot of dogs just for scheduling reasons. Didn't work out this year. We missed people like Scott Kuchenbecker and the McBrides and many others. So, you know, to have our entry up while still missing some major players was good. I think the key component there is we had a lot of new participants this year. Always glad to see that. That's your growth of your program. I got to talk to many of them. Every single one I talked to was very complimentary about the event, how much fun they had, how smooth the event ran. So that makes you feel good, and it was nice to meet some new people, make some new friends. I really enjoyed that about the event this year. So we'll start with setup. We got lucky on setup and teardown days. Those of you that put on Shed Dog events, you know how much effort it takes to flag all the courses, lay everything out, get set up. We had good weather for setup and teardown, and that helps a lot always. This year we did have 2 new courses. When we get down there, we never know what we have to work with because of what the rotations are in the fields. So everything changes slightly. When we got down there, we learned that we had some good options for fields this year, field courses. Domenick and I were able to set up the courses that we had used last year that were still going to work. And that went well. Some of those courses were shifted a little bit. Some participants might have saw from previous years, and that was due to some timber being down in the woods. But we got 4 courses set up on Wednesday, and that was Domenick and I, and that went well. But for the 2 new courses, I was really looking forward to some input from some of our judges and more experienced guys. And I want to thank Will Heckert, Norm Henderson, and Jeff Rada for coming in early and helping us determine what our best options were for those 2 additional courses. And then having their help made that day go faster also. While we're on the topic of weather, I think we dodged a bullet. That's all I could do is watch the phone, and, you know, by all reports, Friday was going to be a 100% washout. We even discussed what to do if we had to make some changes and weren't able to run dogs. Saturday was predicted high wind gusts. So that weighs heavily on your mind when you got that many dogs to run, but man, we got lucky. I've seen few people since comment on the fact that we had every kind of weather to deal with, and that is pretty much true, but we were able to run dogs the whole time. It really wasn't a washout Friday. It was misty, light rain maybe at times. Saturday, it was breezy. It wasn't gusty. We just got so lucky, and that's something you can't Can't plan for it. You just be thankful when you get it. One of our new things this year was a bitch check, and that's just to keep things fair for everybody. That went so well. I was predicting. I didn't know how that was going to go. It all depends on how organized your participants are. Everybody was great. They were there right on time. Bitch check went fast. Yes, we agree it's not an exact science. We do the best we can, give everybody a fair shot. I thought that was a good change this year. It went very well. One of the other things about this year that comes to mind for me is the lack of questions and complaints. And I firmly believe that is based on the experience of our judging crew. Those guys did a great job. Jeff Stingle, this was his 4th assignment at the Nationals. Darcy Geiger, she's had multiple Judge of the Year nominations. Norm Henderson, Will Heckert, both previous ambassadors in our sport. Jeff Rada, our new ambassador of the year, also with previous Judge of the Year nominations. And Lee Doyle. This was Lee's 2nd assignment. He's the youngest and most fit, so he got the most difficult course of the weekend. But he handled it great. I think the lack of questions and problems just is reflected by that judging crew. It was couldn't have been better. Also as far as crew, our shed planner crew, and every judge will second me on this. This was our best shed planting crew we've ever worked with. It was the Sesser Sportsman's Club. They have a youth program there. That's not a big school. It's maybe 80 kids per class, I think, in their high school. They have 57 kids in their youth program. So we had eight different kids each morning. They picked up on things fast. They were hard workers. By far the best shed planting crew we've ever worked with. One of the things that adds a lot to the Shed Nationals, in my opinion, is the youth scholarship raffle. It's an extra activity that starts when from the first morning. It's all set up, all the raffle items, and it really adds a lot. So thanks to Amy Kuchenbecker, Rusty Henderson, Jen Meadows, Aaron Lewis, Amanda Doyle. I know there's other people involved in that. Thanks to the clubs, I couldn't believe the amount of support they had from clubs as far as donations and baskets. It's really, really cool to see. In the end, I know they set a new record amount that they brought in, which was, I think, about $8,500. It goes to such a great cause. Part of the fun of that was a bidding war at the banquet between Jason and Lindsay and Ryan and Tisha on the handmade quilt. And that was fun for everybody. And congratulations to Jason and Lindsay for winning that and all that they did for the sport in doing so. The Elite Awards presentation, that was at the banquet. That was excellent. Many thanks to Bone Clone, Scott Kuchenbecker, Amanda Doyle. Thank you for your support. It's one of the premier things at the banquet that we do. It was so well received. Congratulations to all this year's winners. Yeah, one of our other new things this year was the 1 round per day that we did instead of running 2 rounds on Saturday. What a huge improvement that was. I think that was the best change to this season. Because we had some difficult conditions as far as mud and a little bit damp on Friday. And when we were done with that first round, which was pretty early, I'm going to say 1 o'clock-ish, there's no way any of us were ready to turn around and do a whole nother round 2. So it was nice at the end of the day to catch your breath, hang out, talk to people. It gave other people time to go see some local sites or go shopping. Yes, it's 1 more day off of work or 1 more day off of school for the kids, but everybody that I talked to loved that change, as did I. So it was a great event. I've been asked, was it passing the torch for me? Domenick stepped up and did all the announcing, and it was great. I don't know. I'm not going anywhere soon, I'll say that. This program is near and dear to my heart, and I do want to stay involved in it, and I will. But I am confident now, after seeing how the crew did this weekend, that Domenick and the rest of the team can do a great job, whether I'm there or not. So that I feel good about that. I do want to say thanks to our sponsors and corporate partners, Onyx, Vortex, Wet Mutt, Bone Clone, all stepped up with prize stuff, and that really added to our event. Very much appreciate that. Eukanuba, our official performance dog nutrition partner. Cody Knowles attended this event this weekend, and they had a great presence. Everybody very much appreciates their support. And also Dogtra, our official GPS collar partner, well represented with GPS dog collars as prizes, and it just makes for a better event for all of us. So with that, I think we're going to let you listen to some input from customers that were there this weekend, participants, people that placed, people that won awards. You're going to really enjoy this part of the segment. Hey, Todd Kellam here at the 2023 Shed Dog Nationals, and I have Ryan Melton with me this morning for a quick word.
Hey, how you doing?
How is the Nationals treating you so far?
It's going good so far.
So you have 2 dogs entered?
Yes, I do.
Year?
Got a champion dog and a working dog.
Tell us a little bit about both of those dogs.
So my champion dog, ESD2, Melton's Chase and Tail Sexy Rexy, Hall of Fame. Earned his Hall of Fame this past season here.
I was going to ask you if he did.
Yep.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I got a working dog, Delta Dawn. She's about 10-month-old, doing good.
Okay, now where are those, as far as bloodlines or kennels, where do those dogs come from?
So Rex is out of Scuba Steve and Norm Henderson's dog, Jersey.
So those are 2 names that everybody in the sport should know, recognize.
And then Delta Dawn is out of one of Norm Henderson's dogs, Drake, and Ronnie Gambrell's dog, Susie, out of Kentucky.
Okay, there you go. So they have shed dog hierarchy in their pedigree. And
yes, they do.
Carrying on. Those, that's great. So one of the interesting things to talk about you would be a Judge of the Year nomination.
Yes, I was nominated this past season for
That was
Judge of the Year.
neat to have all those guys up there last night at the banquet. And
Yes.
then our overall Judge of the Year winner was Ryan Melton.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
No, we appreciate we tried to touch on it last night. You guys give up a lot of your weekends to be at events, and judges are a crucial part of the success of those events. We really appreciate the fact that you're out there promoting the program.
Well, I appreciate it. I judged 46 events this last year, and that's a lot of miles on the feet.
That is a lot of miles. Oh, that's excellent. What would you say to people who are thinking about getting their judge's license? It's not a difficult process.
No, it's just pretty easy. Just fill out the paperwork, send it in. You get approved for it, then you can go to an event and shadow, and the judge will sign off on it for you.
And I think it's important, especially with our new clubs, you need to have licensed judges in your ranks just for emergencies. You got situations where they need a substitute judge just for a dog or 2.
Yep.
If you got your dog running. You got situations where people can't make it after they've committed maybe, and you need to have some judges in your club.
Yes, definitely. I don't like asking people to come to my event to judge because I know they drive a long ways, but it gives you a neutral judge, and then you feel better about it yourself.
And by design, this program, our rules are pretty basic, you'd have to say.
Yes.
As far as the rest of my programs at UKC. So by design, it's pretty simple. I think it's you shadow a judge for a day or 2, and I think most people on this grounds could judge an event, don't you?
Yes. Yep. Start out as a planner. You'll learn a lot there.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's someone we don't recognize enough as our shed planner.
No, we don't. Not at all.
We're lucky this weekend here. We have the Cesar Sportsman's Club. They have a youth program. I think they got 57 kids in that club.
That's amazing.
And they have done a great job. Every judge I've talked to this weekend said that their kids have done a great job planting. So, yeah, volunteer at your local club. Get out there and start by planting. It'll get you more involved in the trial or the behind-the-scene part of it, and you can learn from that. And then, step up into judges when you're ready. And
I always think of it too, is it makes me a better handler because I watch what other people do, and you learn so much from it.
That's a good point. And that's also why we have, if you have a judging assignment, you can run your dog that day.
Yes.
We allow judges to do that, but you have to run your dog first.
That's correct.
And the reason for that is because, like you just touched on, you get to watch all those dogs during the day. You can kind of see how a course is playing out. And,
Yep.
It would be an advantage if the judge was able to run last. So that's why we do it that way. And I don't know, it seems like the system works pretty good.
Works good in any event I've been at.
So can we count on you to help us here at the Nationals one of these years?
I would be more than pleased to do it.
All right. Well, good luck. I know you still got both dogs to run today. You got times to work with on both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So they're still playing out here at the National Championship, and we're going to let Ryan go. He's got 2 dogs to run, but congratulations on your Judge of the Year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, I have caught up with Gideon and Danielle Fuchs representing Kansas Shed Dogs. How's your weekend going?
Oh, not too bad, Todd. Thanks for having us on here.
I don't think you've missed one yet, have you?
No,
Little Oakley, she hasn't missed one yet.
She wasn't born yet on the first one back in 19, but she's been at every one since.
And I think that's where we met. In fact, I hadn't even met you yet and already had you lined up to judge at the first one.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that was a surprising phone call. But yeah, judged at the 2019 one when it was in Ohio.
Yeah, it was good. I'll never forget. I see this couple walk up and I thought, oh man, he's younger than I thought he was. But now we're all getting older.
That we are.
Hey, we've had a good weekend though. Talk about the dogs you're running this weekend and how things went for you.
Yeah, I think this event has run very smoothly. So credit to you guys and the UKC team. We've been done pretty early in the morning, had plenty of time in the afternoon, so that's been good. And we brought 3 dogs this year, Sadie, Caliber, and Boone. I ran Sadie and Boone. And we're right in the mix with Sadie until this last run. She had a really good time yesterday. And then not so good today, but that's kind of how it goes at a dog sport.
It does happen. And I know, Danielle, I saw your run with Caliber the first day was great.
Yeah, we had a really good run to kick it off. Was really happy with that. And then we had 2 really consistent runs after that and about the 3-minute range. So that's right where we wanted to be. Probably, well, not good enough to quite hit the podium, but towards the top of the pack.
You got to
we
take
were
them.
happy.
You got to take those times.
Yep, we were happy
right?
with the consistency.
Talk for just a minute, if you will, about, I know you guys wild shed hunt a lot, and how does that prepare a dog for nationals, or do you do more course type work when you're trying to prepare for a big event like this?
I'd say it's a mix. Every single antler we get our dog on is going to help, and we love getting them on wild sheds. I think training-wise that helps so much, but there's definitely a difference between going out and walking for miles versus the competition and the fast and the 3-minute times. Yes. So coming up to an event like this, we're definitely prepping differently to get them prepared for the short race.
Yeah, I always wondered that, whether or not you set up courses with actual boundaries and get your dogs used to that.
Yeah, and we kind of talked to people like asking about wild shed hunting versus trials, and we kind of explain it like it's a marathon training versus a sprint training. So like these trials, you're training for a 100-meter dash, where when you're walking 5, 6, 7 miles in a day, that's more of a marathon. So they are different. I mean, the object's still the same, but there's a big difference for sure.
And I've seen where older dogs may get test sour at times, and if you can get them back out and hunt wild sheds, doesn't that put a little more pep in their step, do you think?
Sometimes.
Or give them a better attitude about it?
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen that necessarily. I've seen, like, our dogs, they're getting older now, but we've had to deal with more, like, young pups in trials and then go out wild shed hunting and, like, burn out really quick.
Okay.
So, like, I've seen more of that aspect, I guess. Okay. But, yeah, they're definitely different. Definitely different training techniques leading into both.
It is. The other thing I wanted to talk about is this program is a little bit unique in that we try to recognize throughout the year people in different categories through our Elite Awards, which is presented by Bone Clone. And one of the categories that I really enjoy is our Ambassador of the Year, we call it. And that's where clubs around the country can write in and nominate individuals from their area that they feel do the most for the sport. That could be in several different ways, but it's called Ambassador of the Year. And hey, congratulations. You were a nominee for Ambassador of the Year.
Thank you very much, Todd. That was truly an honor. We love the sport, so we do talk about it a lot. We go to different shows. We've given seminars and done things like that. And I don't mean not to win
You
the
guys
award by any
encourage a
means.
lot of new people.
Yeah, we try to, and we are very welcomed into the sport. So when we started, people were very friendly. I feel like if you get a dog to shed hunt, you do it because you love shed hunting. Try trials, it's because you love working your dog, and then you stay in trials because it's such a welcoming community. We are welcomed, and we try and do that for anyone getting into the sport. We try and help them along and get them involved.
Well, you look around here this weekend and look at the families. I mean, here you are with your two little girls, and I know that's an effort for both of you.
Yeah, you can probably hear one snoring in the
God bless
background here.
Danielle. I don't know how you do it. But yeah, look at the families that are here, and it's just it's got a great feel.
It does. I feel like that's newer too. When we first got started, we were definitely the younger category. There wasn't as many young families, so it's cool to see, and it's such a family environment. We just passed our daughter off to someone that lives 12 hours away from us because they're that friendly and get along that well. Yeah. So it's truly something special.
It's been one of the better weekends. Let's the other thing I want to touch on briefly is you guys are new onto the podcast scene, or I should say relatively new. What was the motivation to get that going, and how's it doing?
We're having fun with it. It is something like Gideon talked about before with Ambassador. We love just telling people about the sport and helping people along the way. That's been a real passion for us throughout this whole thing. So this was just a new way to reach a broader audience and having a lot of fun with it. We're definitely still newbies.
Yeah.
Definitely still figuring it out as we go.
Myself included.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going well. So how do people find well, here's one of my other questions. Are there other predominantly shed dog podcasts or that are dedicated to the sport of shed dogs besides yours?
Limited.
There's not necessarily to the trial side of things, but there's a trainer that has a bunch of podcasts on training, but be shed dog and bird dog, a broad training podcast where he answers questions there. But
so Kansas Shed Dogs is blazing the way here with the shed hunting.
I don't know about that, but we're having fun talking about it.
It's great. So tell people how to find you.
You can find us on any major podcast network. So Apple Podcast, Spotify. I'm leaving some out. Google Podcast, any of the big ones, we should be there. So just search Kansas Shed Dogs and give us a listen.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for being here. I'm sure we'll see you next year and keep on doing a good job you're doing.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Todd.
Alan, we both had Dogtra Pathfinder 2s now for a little while. What do you think about yours?
I'm liking mine. One of the things I had the opportunity to now download a map of an area where I did not have service, and I've used it there, and it has worked flawlessly. I love it.
Yeah, I love the crystal clear maps. I love that I never lose reception on my dog's collars anymore. Highly recommended by me as well.
Dogtra Pathfinder 2, the official GPS collar of UKC.
Okay, I'm here with my buddy Zach Meadows. How's everything going for you today, Zach?
Pretty good.
And tell us where you're from and how old you are.
I'm from Gilmer County, West Virginia, and I'm 13 years old.
That's right. And whether you know it or not, you've been one of my biggest helpers at this Shed Dog Nationals over the years, and I really appreciate you're always willing to pitch in and help with the work that needs to be done. Are you enjoying yourself so far?
Yes, I am.
I think it's one of our better nationals, wouldn't you? You've been to most of them now.
Yeah.
Courses are good, and we got lucky and dodged a little bit of a bullet on the weather.
Yes, we did.
So you've always had pretty good luck at the Nationals. I remember 2 years ago, you placed a dog in the working division, and that was good. You were the only youth to do that. And last year, you were one of the top 4 in our youth division. So you earned a finalist placement there. Do you remember what place you were out of the 4?
I think it was third.
Yeah. So that was good. And the other thing I remember about last year is, do you remember one of your prizes was a $100 Cabela gift card?
Yes.
And what did you tell me you were going to use your $100 Cabela's for? Do you remember that?
Was it fishing supplies?
Yeah, it was fishing bait. So that's the first thing I had to ask you this weekend is, have you been doing any fishing this year yet?
Not yet.
Too busy getting ready for the Shed Nationals?
Yep.
So what dog are you running this weekend? Tell us about her.
I'm running Tanis, and he's a black lab.
Okay. How old?
3 maybe.
Okay. And are you running him in working division and in youth? Or
Just the working division.
Okay, just working. How have your runs been going? Have you got some good times to work with?
Well, one of them was pretty good, and the other one we didn't do so good.
No. Do you still have one to come yet today?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're gonna wish you luck. You're on a lucky streak here at the Shed Dog Nationals. So hopefully you'll have a smoking time today and be back up there and picking up a ribbon or a trophy this afternoon.
Hope so.
We'll see you back here next year.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Zach.
Yep.
Okay, this is Todd, and I'm here with Jackie Stevenson from the great state of Texas. Now that is a haul.
It is.
And I think if we did have an award for the furthest traveled, I don't know of anybody that's further than you are this weekend. Do you?
Well, there's a young family from Canada that
There
came
is.
down,
Yep.
so I don't know. Maybe I'm further. I'm not sure.
There is, yeah. So this is going to be an interesting one because Jackie has a dog named Tika she's going to tell us a little bit about. And this dog has so many titles in front of her name that Domenick and I are like, oh my gosh, when it comes time to read that dog's name off. So tell us a little bit about Tika before you go into the titles, how old she is, where she come from.
Tika is 3.5, and she is out of my male and female, who are actually both out of Share Car Kennels in Michigan.
And the breed is?
A Belgian Malinois.
That's right. So this, let's go through Tika's titles a little bit. She is certainly accomplished at United Kennel Club in our dog sports division.
She is. All 3 of my males are well titled. Her daddy has about double what she's got, but she is finished with her master interior for nose work.
That's nose work, yeah.
Yes, she has several dock jumping titles. She has her precision coursing title, several working shed dog titles.
Yep.
She has her handler discrimination advanced title. She is an altered grand champion. And we just have a lot of fun. I enjoy working my dogs so much.
I'd love to hear that. So is she the only one of your dogs that you've done shed with? Or did you do it with her sire? Or
I've done it with all of them. Her mother is got her champion shed dog and has 75 points extra towards her grand champion.
Okay, all right.
And her daddy loves it. He's getting older, so I watch the terrain that I put him on.
Right.
But he loves it. So yes.
Very versatile dogs.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's
they're not for everybody, but I wouldn't have anything else.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Tika's other claim to fame this weekend is we had our lead awards banquet last night. She was nominated in the category of Working Shed Dog of the Year.
Yes.
And we can say now that she went on to win Working Shed Dog of the Year.
She did, and I have goosebumps right now just thinking about it.
I know. I was so happy for you. So how many events do you figure you guys had to pull last year to be? Do you have any idea? How many miles did you put on that truck?
To my husband's chagrin, many. We did 2 trips going through Michigan, looping back down through Illinois, and then we went to
Did
Premier.
you handle her at all those events, or did you
Yes.
have help handling her?
No, I do it all. Yes.
Okay.
And then we went to Premier, and after that, we did another shed hunt in Michigan and came back through Illinois. So,
Okay. Yeah, that was a heck of an effort, and we're proud. And I know Bone Clone is proud of our working shed dog team of the year. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And we can tell our listener base, if anybody's interested in the sport of shed hunting in Texas, can we direct them to you?
You certainly may.
It's growing.
It is. It
It's
is.
really
They can
growing.
always look up our club Facebook page and contact me that way or on
Are you
Facebook.
still seeing new people getting involved all the time out there?
Yes, our last trial was held the last weekend in February, and it was the highest entry number that we've had. It was only our 3rd shed hunt event, but a lot of new faces, and everybody has
Now,
fun
I'm
in
guessing
all breeds.
Being in the South like that, you must have a time frame coming up here in the summer where you guys can't run. Can you run trials in the summer because of snakes?
Because the snakes and the heat can
so-
be really hard on dogs.
So you do have some downtime out there, but
We do.
But yeah, if you're hearing this and interested in getting involved in the sport, and you're out there in the Texas, Oklahoma area, look up Jackie and their group. They'll be glad to help you get started. So,
Absolutely.
well, good luck today.
Thank you.
We'll see you back here next year, I'm assuming.
Oh, I hope so. Yes, I'll bring more Texans with
There
me.
you go. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Rusty Henderson, and glad to have you and Norm at the Nationals this year. How's everything going all right so far?
It's going great. We're glad to be here.
So we've got Norm busy out on courses all weekend. He's volunteered to judge for us, and we certainly appreciate that. But I want to talk to Rusty today. Your guys' club, Buck Ridge Antler Dogs, was nominated this year in the category of Club of the Year.
Yes.
And then we know, because we had the banquet last night, that you guys did, in fact, win Club of the Year. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And what do you think? What goes into these clubs that were nominated? So you start to see that event has a different feel to it. What is it that you guys try to build into that event that brings people back in the entry numbers that you have?
We just try to build consistency with our courses, our judges, and we're very fortunate. We have a village of people behind us that help us. A lot of people volunteer to help us judge. Norm and I can't do it on our own.
That's
so
right.
It's we definitely have a lot of close friends that help us, and anybody's willing to volunteer to judge, plant, help with the food, help with anything that they can.
Yeah. You get out of it what you put into it, right? I mean, you make an extra effort on all those items, courses, food. People appreciate it, and that's when they come back.
Right.
And you brought up something interesting. So we don't have, in order to establish a shed dog club, we don't have to have a set number of members, to form a club per se. But if it does take a lot of people and support. You aren't going to do it by yourself.
No, we're definitely, Norm and I could not do it by ourselves. We're very fortunate to have a lot of good help.
Yep. Good running grounds.
And
yeah.
we're centrally
You
located.
are centrally located.
Yeah.
And we can say, where is that? It's
we're in Indiana.
Yeah.
Southwest Indiana.
Yeah. So, and one of the closer clubs here to the Nationals, actually, I believe.
Right. About a 2.5 hour drive for us.
Yeah. So, how is I know with Norm judging, you're running dogs this weekend. How's that working out?
It's going okay. I probably could have did a better job Friday, but it's good.
How many are you running?
3.
Yeah.
3 champion.
So,
but it's been fun. It's been a learning experience.
Well, you kind of had to pick up the load, right? I mean, you probably wouldn't have been running all those dogs if Norm wasn't judging.
No, I wouldn't have. I wanted to run too, but that's okay.
Do you have anything to work with time-wise to match up with your run today?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe one. We'll see.
Well, we got a beautiful day, and go out there and tear it up. We certainly appreciate all you guys do for the sport.
Thank you. We appreciate your support, and especially with the youth. That's a big thing that Amy, Aaron, Jen, and Amanda are involved in, and
Yeah,
we're
and you're
grateful for
you're right in the middle of that group. And you guys, I was telling people yesterday that the raffles and the auctions that you do for the scholarship fund adds a lot to this event.
It does. We're very fortunate that all the clubs support us. Even the people buying raffle tickets, you see a lot of the same people at several events, and everybody's got their wallet out. Every event, they're buying raffle tickets.
And they're donating. They're donating
Right.
auction items, and it's got a lot of support.
It has a ton of support. I mean, the 5 of us obviously couldn't do it on our own either. We couldn't do it without everybody's support. So,
And it's fun. It adds another level to the banquet last night that's really fun. People trying to outbid each other on all those
Yeah.
things. And
it's fun. Maybe next year we'll do a live auction. It might get a little
Yeah.
more interesting.
there you go. All right. Well, thank you very much. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm here with Kelly Curtis. How is your Nationals? Is it off to a good start?
Nationals is off to a very good start. I'm quite happy with my boy.
Yeah, so I'm happy with the weather. We kind of dodged a bullet. Our forecast was not good, and we have gotten all our runs in, and so yeah, we can be thankful for that, huh?
Yes, we can. I'm glad it wasn't a downpour.
Right. Where are you from, Kelly?
I'm from Reese, Michigan.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your dog Monty.
My dog Monty. So when he was about a year and a half old, he was traumatized. And then I had a hard time with obedience. So I found this person, Jen Marinick. She had iron paws. She was his last hope.
Uh-huh.
And she took him and she made me a new dog again.
Yeah.
So she turned me on to shed hunting. She goes, "Hey, here's how we can meet other dogs and people. We should try this thing called shed hunting." I'm like, he's a border collie. He loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved it.
I knew, or at least when we were setting this program up, I thought it wouldn't be long till some border collies showed up and did well.
There's some good ones out there.
It seems to be fit. It seems to be made for those dogs.
It is. He does really good with
They're
it.
smart. They're active. They're fast.
Yep.
They have a great work ethic.
I know a couple other people have border collies, and I'm surprised they're not here, but they're going to give him a run for his money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Monty's made quite a name for himself. Everybody in the sport knows him now. Last night we had our Elite Awards banquet, which is a program sponsored by Bone Clone, and Monty was nominated in the category of non-retriever dog of the year.
Yes.
Which I love that. I love that category. It's obviously these events are dominated entry-wise by the Labrador Retrievers.
Yes.
And the Labs and the Goldens and the Chessies all have a lot of, they're very similar. So in order to give the whole rest of the dog breeds something to shoot for, we come up with non-retriever category, and it people love it.
Yes. Yes. And I didn't expect him to go for it this year, and all of a sudden we started a team. So it's like total teamwork. It was like a switch that went off. I was like, whoa, what's happening here? And off we went.
Yeah, so I probably forgot to mention, but he was our non-retriever dog of the year last year as well.
Yes.
So to follow that up, non-retriever dog of the year 2 years in a row, and in the process earned his Hall of Fame title this year. So
yes,
he's our first, as far as I know, he's our first non-retriever carrying the Hall of Fame title.
Yep, that's what they told me. Yep.
So, well, you still have is he still up today? You still have to run him?
Yeah, he's the last dog to run on the field.
Okay.
And fields scare me.
Is that a plus or?
He likes fields. I hate fields, so I'm just gonna let him do his thing.
Is that how it's easiest to handle him? Get him up to the gate, see where he's looking?
Yep, and just let him go.
Yeah.
Yep. Because he'll run way to the end and bring me back. I just got to figure out where he got it from.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here he comes. I'm like, oh, no. Where did he get that? But
He'll carry you.
He will. He carries me a lot.
That's so neat. Well, listen, we wish you the best of luck today, and very proud of your accomplishments and your support of the program.
All right. Thank you so much. Right. I appreciate it.
Yep.
So I'm joined here with Jen Marinick. Jen is the owner and handler of this year's Dog of the Year winner. That is Iron Paw's Little Irish Miracle, right?
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about what titles does it's Rudy, right?
Yep.
What titles does Rudy have?
Oh, Rudy he's only one pass short of a seasoned HRC title. He's got rally titles and think he's got a junior hunter. That's about it.
Yeah.
I think he's got more, but I can't recall right now.
What kind of shed dog titles does he have?
I believe he's got an ESD 4 and now the Dog of the Year.
Mm-hmm. He has a Hall of Fame too, right?
Oh yeah. Yep, yeah. Yep, he's got that.
Can't leave that out of there. When did he earn that?
He earned that this past spring.
Oh, cool. Was that that was in this season too?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So when did you guys decide to go for Dog of the Year? Like, was it off the bat last season?
No, not really. Actually, we intended just to try to finish some elites and Hall of Fames on dogs, and then people kind of went nuts when we went to Idaho, thinking that's what we were doing. So then we were like, hey, might as well, I guess.
We didn't have this podcast last year, and so we didn't get to sit down with the last year's winner or ask any of those questions. So, what's your advice to people that might not know about Dog of the Year, that might be interested in going for it? Do you have any advice for them, or did you have a game plan in mind, or did you just kind of go out there?
Not really. We just kind of just said, oh, I guess we got a chance. Let's go for it. And I guess the advice would be to do the same and just don't take yourself too seriously and just have fun with it.
Yeah. What's one of your most memorable runs with him this past season?
Oh.
It is him, right?
Yeah, him. Probably a recent one at Canine Fanciers when we went out and just everything went perfect and he ran like a minute and a half time. And, sometimes you just have that run where everything just clicks. You take the perfect path and you never even have to walk through your blank, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was talking to a couple of the judges here for the national, and they talk about, you just see some of those dogs get those runs. It just kind of a perfect storm, and it lines up for him. What was his best time? Was that his best time he's ever run, or?
Yeah, his best time's around a minute and 30 seconds, somewhere in there.
That's pretty awesome to think of any dog covering a football field-sized area in the woods and finding and retrieving 5 antlers in a minute and a half. I feel like I couldn't even walk from one end to the other in woods in a minute and a half.
Yeah, no kidding, but somehow you do.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say? Any special thanks or anything?
Oh, special thanks to my husband Bill for obviously supporting this crazy, all the travel and stuff, and and doing that, and all my friends that also went to a lot of the events with us and stuff and just made it fun.
Sure. Well, I appreciate you taking the time here at Nationals to sit down and talk to us about Rudy and about your Dog of the Year campaign, and look forward to seeing you guys next season and seeing you at Nationals, and wish you all the best of luck next year with Dog of the Year.
Yep, thank you.
I'm joined here now with Ryan Melton. Ryan had the first place working shed dog at this year's National. Ryan, tell me a little bit about that dog.
Well, Delta Dawn, she's be 11-month-old next month. Just been working with her, working on consistency. She's a lab out of a dog owned by Norm Henderson, his male dog, and female dog out of Ronnie Gambrel out of Kentucky.
Wow, that's awesome to come in first under a year. That's quite the accomplishment for a young dog, isn't it?
Yes, yep. We've just been pushing hard, and consistency paid off finally.
Yeah. What are your plans next year?
I'm probably going to move her up to champion and give it a run.
Yeah, I say that is the next move for when you come in first at the National.
Yes, yep.
That kind of sets the tone, doesn't it?
It does.
You got any big events you guys are looking forward to next year?
Just probably won't travel as much as we did this last year, but just stay close to home and do as good as we can.
Awesome. Now tell me, was there any point during this event that you're like, okay, it's in the bag? Not. I know everyone's looking at their times, and so they might have had an idea, but just watching her run, was it like the first run you're like, oh, she's rolling?
So her first run, the first day, I thought, oh, that's a good run. We went in the second day. She blew me out of the water, and Of course, and then nerves kick in all night long, and then I'm 2 from the bottom to run so I'm sitting there all day looking at everybody's times, and that's when your nerves really kick in. And we went out on the course, and she gave me all she had, and it worked out.
Yeah, that's awesome. What was her best time this weekend?
Would have been yesterday, been a 1:29.
Wow, under a minute and a half to
Yep.
cover, a football field sized area and fine sheds.
Yep, and that was in the open cornfield.
That field definitely challenged a lot of dogs in working. They struggled a little bit with the standing corn. They didn't want to break through it, and so that ate a little bit of their time, didn't it?
Yes, yeah, it did.
Did she struggle with that at all?
No, the mud was her biggest problem, but she bailed through it.
Yeah. We were really fortunate to the first day to beat the rain, and then that second day the world was kind of a soupy mess, and we happened to dry out a little bit the third day. Tell me a little bit about some of the conditions and some of the things you noticed while you were out there running.
I noticed that when I was standing in the holding blind today that you had really good wind. You walk up to the gate, and it was like the wind gods left us. It was nothing left.
Well, doesn't seem like that stopped her too much, did it?
No, thank goodness.
Yeah. Well, is there any advice you'd give to somebody new to the sport or somebody with a young dog looking to get into the sport, being that you found some great success in working?
If you're looking to get into the sport and you got a young pup, start it out as a game with them. Make it fun, make it interesting, work it up to a challenge on them. And them dogs can do amazing things.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got any big wild shed hunting plans?
I got one next weekend, and I'm sure I'll throw a few more in there before.
Oh, awesome. Are you taking your
You
first
bet.
place?
Yep.
Well, you'll have to keep us posted with how many wild sheds she ends up finding.
All right, we'll do it.
Well, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you sitting down with us, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
I'm joined here now with just about the entire Selby family. They seems like they breed winners over here. They had a fantastic showing at the Shed Dog National Championship. They had first and second in the champion class. They also had the winning youth handler, who just happens to also be the youth handler of the year with our Elite Awards. So I have the pleasure of sitting down and speaking with them. I'm going to ask Cody first, what got him into the sport and, kind of what led him to where he is today.
Yeah, so we always grew up wild shed hunting, decided we wanted to get a dog and get into that a little deeper. And then we come across Jason McPherson and then Ryan Waterman both, and they really turned us on to the sport. And then as Shlyn will probably allude to, one of our dogs that Shlyn and Emma both run is Holly, which is out of one of his dogs. And the fellowship and the friendship is really, really what has us here. We're super excited. It's a family-friendly atmosphere that we can all compete and have fun together in the sport.
Yeah, awesome. And Shlyn, who's the better handler?
Well, it's obvious. It's me. Just kidding. I think we all do pretty good. I think it'd probably be Emma. She doesn't take any slack from those dogs. She does really well. Handling her dog is probably better than most of us do.
Speaking of Emma, tell us a little bit of what your favorite parts of the Elite Shed Dog series is and getting to run these events.
Whenever I run.
You just love getting to run?
Yeah.
Have you met any friends doing the sport?
Yeah.
Who are some of your friends that also handle dogs?
There's a lot.
Oh, yeah? Well, do you have a favorite dog out of all the dogs you guys have?
Holly.
Holly's your favorite?
Yeah.
You guys just seem to get along together well, huh?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on being our fastest youth handler this week, and also congratulations on being the youth handler of the year. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so Shalyn, tell us a little bit about your experience in the Shed Dog program and some of your favorite parts of it.
My favorite parts is probably, like Cody had said, just all the friendships we've made. I love how family friendly it is, that we can take all the kiddos and they can all join in on the fun. And
Do you guys have any big plans for this shed season, or maybe the shed dog season coming up? You got any big travel plans, any certain events you're looking forward to, anything like that?
Nothing big in particular. We have we're expecting our fourth child, so we're gonna slow down for a little bit, but I'm super excited about that. God blessed us there, so I'm looking forward to spending time with the new baby, and then maybe coming back next spring and get back into it right before wild shed season.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations, you guys. And for those of you who don't know, along with Emma, they also have Quincy, and you have another little boy, Henry. And so they have one more on the way. So that means there's a potential in a few years here for them to sweep the entire youth category when it comes to the Shed Dog Nationals, doesn't it?
That would be pretty neat.
Well, congratulations to you guys also, and special shout out to Quincy as well. He did fantastic in our Elite Series for youth handler as well. Him and Emma were trading back and forth between first and second all year long. These young kids are definitely dedicated to the sport, and they're becoming fine handlers, and they're the future of it. So congratulations to the Selby family. It's a pleasure to see you guys run dogs. I appreciate you guys taking some time to sit down with us, and look forward to seeing you all next year.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, sounds great. Thanks, Domenick.
Thanks for listening to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast. Be sure to give us a follow wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss out on new episodes.